Okay, this is part 2 of our lesson on loops in Java. I want to just run this and show you really quickly how this is going to display 5 lines. Each line will have an asterisk on it. If I wanted them to all be on the same row, of course I could change this print statement to just say print instead of print ln, because now it's going to print them all on the same line. There you go. But the reason I'm illustrating this is because I want to show you how you could make a loop of loops. And this can be very useful whenever you're building a grid-based game and you have to access each individual cell of the grid, each individual square. So you do that by accessing each row one by one, and then for each row accessing each column. So let's just say that instead of using the variable I, let's call this column. And we'll say for column equals 0, and while column is less than 5, we will increase column by 1 every time. Now, of course, that doesn't change anything about how it behaves, but it does make it easier for us to understand this. So if we were to put a loop around this and make this go for every row, so row starts at 0, and row is less than 5, and row plus plus, and then I can just add some curly brackets and indent this. Right now, this is just going to do 5 times. You'll see. So we just get a nice long string of 25 asterisks. So that didn't quite accomplish what I said that we were going to do yet, right? And that's because we need to change the line after every row. So we can just say system.out.print line with nothing in the output, nothing in the parentheses here. And it'll just change the line each row. So now we've got ourselves a 5 by 5 grid. And of course, you could do whatever you want inside of these curly brackets here. So this might be useful if you're making the game checkers or something, and the data model contained all of the locations of all the pieces, and you just needed to translate that into a graphic representation that the viewer can see. So you might go through the data model like this, row by row, column by column, and if it had a piece there, you would just simply display that on the board itself for the user to see. Now here's something else you can do, though it might not be as useful as something to do with a grid. But if I wanted to make this go only as long as column is less than row, watch what happens. Now it increases how many columns there are per row each time. You could also have it start at the size of the row and go while it's less than 5. And now it's decreasing each time. Anyway, so yeah, it's just a cool way to use repeating processes to help with displaying things.